Yeah. So you just mentioned Hurricane Helene, which was going to be my next question. Could you talk to me about how that storm impacted your life and your work and what you've learned about disaster response and preparedness based on living through it?
Hmm. Yeah, it's pretty hard, I think, to be without power for, mm, I don't even remember the timing though. I think the power was maybe a month, but without water for 3 months. So I would much rather have water than have power. I know that for sure. Um, and I think there was no amount of preparedness that could have gotten us ready for what happened. I think, I mean, obviously evacuation, but those evacuation orders didn't come. People didn't evacuate. There was a sense that we were safe here, and we really weren't. So I think the core of my foundation, the core of my foundation was completely rocked. Yeah. And it stays rocked, but it also we recently just did like a been doing some did like a vision session with a coach who kind of guided us through like what is it like for the river to change.
Mhm.
What is it like when a river changes and how it bends and sort of creates new pathways? And so the kinds of pathways that have been created, and not just for like me and the land and what we're stewarding and for the communities that we're serving, but it's pretty powerful. I mean, I like to call it. I feel like I'm existing inside of liberation zones now, and this kind of comes out of Grace Lee Boggs's work, and where they created these liberation zones all over Detroit. And I feel a lot like that, that we have like within a 5 mile radius distribution sites where we put the herbs. But these are also places where I know if something went down tomorrow, I could walk to 10 places that's got my back. You know what I mean? And that I know I would be able to get water, food, probably offer support. They probably offer support. Like those networks, those webs, that mutual aid connectivity it's made, it's created, and I think it's solid to sustain us through a lot more that could potentially happen. So it's like we wonder some I know I sit and wonder like why did the president dress up like a Mexican? Why do we have to pass a sanctuary city? Why did Trump get elected? Why did Hurricane Helene come through? Right. But then it's like, wow, it's like these things happen and there's this essence of resilience that like, and each one that we like, I don't know, people come together and we just made things happen. We really pushed through, but not in a like, not just for survival, but like also because we love one another and we genuinely care that you're okay, that my neighbor's okay, that we're gonna be all right. We're gonna get through it. As hard and harsh as it was, I mean, I didn't lose my home, right? I did have flooding in my basement. I had a lot of damage to the garden area. I'm still picking it up. I just had a tree fall on the land, an 18-foot tree 3 weeks ago fell, and or maybe a little less, 2 weeks ago fell, and it's been a lot of cleanup. And I think a lot of that has to do with Helene and just the continual right storming and flooding and rain and. So it's not necessarily stopped or over. I think it's going to be something that it's going to take the rest of my lifetime to repair from. Um, and the ways that it's changed me, I think, are just phenomenal for both good and bad. Yeah, or not good and bad, but like I don't want to be that dichotomous, but like that in the ways that are like very transformative for like the spirit, and then like also like I think physical, like who are my people? You know, who's got my back? Where do I know I can get gas? Do I keep cash on me now? Yes. Like what does it look like now to live life in a way that's kind of, getting ready, staying ready?